Jared, we're going with round two because the unprofessional photographer Joey Shimataro didn't check his equipment, and
but you had your stuff set for the next round. You actually were set. You were actually very professional. I've done many things like that before, many times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let me introduce you. First off, this is Jared Charney. He's here to shoot me for a piece for North Shore magazine, but Jared is a very accomplished photographer. Well, yeah. I mean, you've worked for some pretty Yankee magazine.
Yeah.
In the past. What are some of the other places you shot for?
Improper Bostonian, which is great. I'm trying to think.
The Improper will probably let you do some funky stuff.
Yeah, it's fun to shoot for Improper. In fact, here's a good thing about freelancing, a good and bad thing. One time recently, I got a call from Improper, and she's like, the photo editor, and she's like, I'm sorry to call you so last minute, but I got a great shoot if you want it. And I said, oh great, I don't have that much going on this week, so what do you got? She's like, you're going to go backstage and photograph at the Miss Massachusetts beauty pageant. I'm like, holy shit, this is great.
Yeah,
this is
fun, right?
This is fun, and it's like, again, you get access to worlds you'd never see.
Yep.
I mean, for one thing, I would never go to a beauty pageant.
Right.
I'm not going to pay for something like that. And then two, to get backstage.
Oh my God.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
These are dream assignments.
Yeah, yeah.
Except for one thing.
What?
Of course, it was on the one day that week that I had another photo shoot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Darn.
Exactly. And then another good, I want to start like a column of near hits. Near hits.
That should be a part of your blog.
Yeah, exactly. The other one was also for Yankee magazine. I had done my first shoot with them. Obviously, it went well because they wanted to use me again. I got an email from the photo editor at Yankee, from Heather, and she said, Jed, I got this assignment for you. She's like, you might be a little scared to do it, and that's okay. Just let us know if you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
She's like, you would photograph this family up in, I think, Maine, who has a full-grown bear as one of their family members. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I'd probably be completely freaked out, but where do I sign?
Yeah,
this would be amazing. And she's like, okay, great, we'll set this up. And then again, the near hits. 15 minutes later, she's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, the family, they can't sign off on it. They don't. Oh. They don't think that the bear will accept
someone from outside coming
right in. But see, like, what I wish is that after that email, instead I should have just thought really quickly, which was I could have
I'll wave any kind of
no, I'll set up way far back,
yeah,
put on like a like wildlife photographers put on extraordinarily long lenses.
Yeah.
I'll rent one.
Yeah.
I can even do they have like a camouflage thing that people use,
yeah,
photographers,
yeah.
Probably hunters do the same thing.
You would have made it work.
I would have made it work.
Right.
Instead, I did this shoot that was interesting. We recreated like a town hall meeting, and we had this moderator, up in Vermont. But that was nothing like photographing.
Right.
I mean,
the fan.
So the way you look at it, you want it all back kind of thing, because then my portfolio would have been,
all this.
Miss Massachusetts / the bear and the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that right there, I think that right there explains why I love editorial photography so much. Mm-hmm. I mean,
well, let's talk about photography. Sure. For me, I like to photograph things up close and explain things about them and stuff. Some people like to photograph landscapes. Some people like to photograph people. Some people like to use a lot of Photoshop tools and make funky things out of their image, of the raw data. What is it that what if you're not getting paid to take pictures, what are you taking pictures of?
Still people.
People.
I love doing portraits.
On your website, jaredcharney.com.
Yeah.
There's I think you did. Was it in Austin, Texas, or someplace in Texas? This guy.
Yeah, way down in Texas. Almost. You could almost walk over the border. San Isidro.
San Isidro.
Yeah.
You have some images of some people there.
Oh yeah.
It just captures their essence.
Yeah, and that was interesting because I was on an assignment there for a couple weeks, documenting a friend who was doing his series. He's also a photographer, where he constructs this gigantic box. That's obviously, but that is not closed. People get into it, and he photographs them inside this giant box. I mean, big, a couple stories high.
Yeah.
And he photographs them with an 8x10 camera, and you can do whatever you want in the box. You can bring props, you can, whatever. And so I got hired to document it.
Yeah.
And so what was great about that was it was 2+ weeks of, wake up in the morning, photograph until you can't photograph anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what was great about it was even when we weren't photographing the box, as they call it, we were out meeting those people.
Yeah.
And just driving around, and there's nothing better.
That's the fun stuff.
That was, I've never had a consecutive days like that where it was just like get up, shoot, and get paid for it. Or even if I was doing my own stuff, at least, everything was paid for.
Yeah.
The film, the processing,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. But yeah, my real favorite thing is that when you're just kind of bumbling around in the world and you meet somebody, and you ask them, "Can I do your portrait?"
Right.
That to me is magic.
And then you make the connection too. It's like, meeting people is always awesome.
Yep.
So you shot for Yankee Magazine,
Yep.
The Improper,
Yep.
and now you're shooting for North Shore Magazine quite a bit. You also do weddings, right?
Weddings, events.
Yeah, big events and stuff.
Advertising. Of course, it's down,
Yeah.
from what it was, but advertising jobs can be just as great, actually, because you have a lot of challenges. And the advertising campaigns I've worked on are, again, usually they're all people-based. Like, we did one for a bank, and that was great. We photographed real people and their banking experience, and, it was fun.
Let's talk about some of your favorite places to eat on the North Shore.
Oh, nice.
Give me a couple of spots that people from Gloucester might not know about, but they should go discover. We were talking about those coffee place, a coffee shop or bakeries you were talking about.
Oh yeah, there's a place in Salem.
Okay.
Salem is my favorite place to hang out. Reminds me of good neighborhoods in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I think Salem is truly one of the most unique places in the country, because I think mostly because the PBD Essex Museum owns so many of the buildings down there. I think they own like 40 buildings.
Yeah.
Name me a place that has that much preserved.
Right. Yeah.
And
they did a good job. They really did a good job with it. They started the Renaissance there. I don't know. I can't pinpoint it, but it seems like maybe 10, 15 years ago.
I don't know. I've been coming here for about 10, 15, maybe 15 years. From Manhattan to Marblehead, and we'd go to Salem, of course.
Yeah.
And I think it's really hit its stride in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Really, it's hit its stride.
It's funny, you see, like on the online presences. It's a big part of what I think. Like Salem, the art scene.
Yes.
Like it's like all there's this North Shore art throb, and then all these other things.
Yeah.
And these I know there's some filmmakers from Gloucester, and they're living in Salem now.
Oh, okay.
It's just like this scene going on.
Yeah, there's a scene going on there, and that's another. I'm working with their what do you call it? Their tourism office. I'm doing photography for Destination Salem.
Oh, wow.
That's been awesome.
Yeah.
The first job I did with them was just this October, photographing all the Halloween stuff.
It seems like they pour a lot of money into tourism.
Yes.
Salem, they've embraced tourism.
Oh yeah.
In Salem, no question about it.
Yeah.
So tell me some other restaurants, quick.
Well, okay, A&J Bakery.
Yeah.
People come all over. I mean, I meet people. I ask them where they're from.
Yeah.
And in the morning, Hamilton. You meet people who just come there, flock there.
If you don't go out for dinner much? You get the
not that much with the babies and everything.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
Right.
But there's some good places in Gloucester that I've photographed.
Yeah.
Like Elliot's, right? Elliot's.
Yeah. That's a great place.
Yeah, my brain's not gonna work too well on the.
Well, there you go. Well, listen, we're gonna start taking pictures pretty soon. So thank you for the interview, and we'll look forward to the work.
Yeah.